Hi everyone, and welcome to the winter safety video. In this video, we are going to learn some winter safety tips so we can minimize the risk and injuries that commonly occur when working in a cold weather environment. In this video, we will cover various types of cold stress and how to minimize risk, preventing slips, trips, and falls on ice, winter car safety, and school closing procedures. Cold stress occurs when skin temperature decreases and includes events when the internal body temperature starts to decrease as well. When the body is unable to warm itself, serious cold-related illnesses and injuries may occur, and permanent tissue damage and death may result. We can be at risk for these types of injuries anytime the temperature dips to near freezing temperatures. Types of cold stress include trench foot, frostbite, and hypothermia. Environmental factors that will put you at risk include temperature, increased wind speeds, resulting in the experience of wind chill, and precipitation. Personal risk factors include dressing improperly, wet clothing or skin, strenuous activity, exhaustion, pre-existing health conditions such as hypertension, hypothyroidism, and diabetes, and poor physical conditioning. As the combination of environmental and personal risk factors go up, the greater the risk that your body will react negatively toward cold weather conditions. While you might not think about it as much in the winter as you do in the summer, staying hydrated is still an important part of keeping yourself safe. Cold winter air is often dry, which means that if you are spending more time outside, you need to be drinking more water than you might think. Always bring water with you, and consider bringing warm beverages if possible, as it will help with keeping your body warm in freezing temperatures. Eating healthy, including a diet high in water-filled fruits and vegetables, will help you stay hydrated too. Hypothermia occurs when body heat is lost faster than it can be replaced, and the normal body temperature, 98.6, drops to less than 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Hypothermia is most likely to occur at temperatures below freezing, but it can occur even at temperatures above 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If a person becomes chilled from rain, sweat, or submersion in water, they are particularly at risk even at higher temperatures. Mild symptoms of hypothermia occur when an exposed person is still acting alert, but he or she might begin to shiver or stomp their feet in an attempt to get warm. If not addressed promptly, these symptoms can become more severe. As the body temperature continues to fall, symptoms will worsen. The shivering might stop, the person might begin to lose coordination, they might become confused, disoriented, their pupils will dilate, and their pulse and breathing will begin to slow, and a loss of consciousness may occur. When hypothermia becomes particularly severe, the person might even begin to feel extremely hot and may begin to remove their winter clothing, which really puts them at risk. If not addressed immediately, it is likely that a person experiencing these symptoms could die. If you see a coworker suffering from these symptoms, you should call 911 immediately. Otherwise, seek medical assistance as soon as you possibly can if you're not able to in the moment. Move the person to a warm, dry area. Remove their wet clothes and replace with dry clothes if necessary. Cover the body, including the head and neck, with layers of blankets, and cover them with a vapor barrier like a tarp or a garbage bag as well to prevent them from getting more wet. Do not cover the person's face and make sure that they can still breathe, of course. Give the person something warm to drink if possible, but do not expose the person's skin to hot water, as this could further damage the body due to the extreme temperature change. And of course, do not give the person alcohol. Frostbite is an injury to the body that is caused by freezing of the skin and underlying tissues. The lower the temperature, the more quickly frostbite will occur. Frostbite typically affects the extremities, particularly the feet and hands, and amputation might even be required in severe cases. The symptoms of frostbite are reddened skin that might develop gray or white patches, numbness in the affected part, a feeling of firmness or hardness, in these areas, and even blisters can occur in the affected part. If you notice that you yourself or a coworker is suffering from frostbite, call 911 immediately in an emergency or seek medical assistance as soon as possible. Move the person to a warm and dry area. Make sure not to rub the affected area to warm it, because this action can cause more damage to the skin. Do not apply snow or water to the skin. Do not break blisters. Instead, loosely cover and protect the area from contact. Do not try to rewarm the frostbitten area before getting medical help. Do not place it in warm water or put it by a stove, because if the frostbitten area is rewarmed and gets frozen again, more tissue damage will occur. So it is safer for the frostbitten area to be rewarmed only by medical professionals. While you are waiting, give warm sweetened drinks, and only if the person is alert, and of course avoid drinks with alcohol. Trench foot or immersion foot is caused by prolonged exposure to wet and cold temperatures. It can occur at temperatures even as high as 60 degrees Fahrenheit if the feet are constantly wet. Non-freezing injury occurs because the wet feet lose heat 25 times faster than dry heat. To prevent heat loss to the internal organs in these instances, the body constricts the blood vessels in the feet to shut down circulation. The skin tissue then begins to die because of a lack of oxygen and nutrients and due to the buildup of toxic products. The symptoms of trench foot include redness of the skin, swelling, numbness, and blisters. If you or a coworker seems to be suffering from these symptoms, call 911 immediately or seek medical assistance as soon as you're able to. Remove your shoes, boots, and wet socks and dry the feet and keep them dry. Dressing properly is extremely important for preventing cold stress. The type of fabric worn also makes a difference. Cotton loses its insulation properties when it becomes wet. Wool, silk, and most synthetics, on the other hand, continue to offer insulation even when they're wet. When working in cold environments, it is recommended to wear at least 3 layers of loose-fitting clothing. The layering provides better insulation, and loose-fitting clothing allows pockets of air to help insulate your body too, so do not wear tight-fitting clothing. Ideally, use an inner layer of wool, silk, or synthetic fabric to keep moisture away from the body, a middle layer of wool or synthetic to provide insulation when wet, and then an outer wind and rain protection layer that allows some ventilation to prevent overheating. Wear a hat or hood to keep your whole body warmer. Use a knit mask or scarf to cover the face and mouth. Use insulated, water-resistant gloves to protect the hands. And wear insulated and waterproof boots, ideally with wool socks. To prevent slips, trips, and falls, employers should clear snow and ice from walking surfaces and spread de-icer as quickly as possible after a winter storm. When walking on snow or ice is unavoidable, workers should be sure to wear footwear that has good traction and insulation, i.e. insulated and water-resistant boots or rubber overshoes with good rubber treads. They should take short steps and walk at a slower pace so that they can react quickly to changes in traction. In addition to cold stress, there are other winter weather-related hazards that workers may be exposed to when performing tasks such as winter driving. Although employers cannot control roadway conditions, they can promote safe driving behavior by ensuring workers recognize the hazards of winter weather driving, like driving on snow and ice-covered roads, and are properly trained for driving in winter weather conditions. When it comes to winter driving, first, prepare. Ensure vehicle maintenance is up to date. Make sure your brakes are working correctly, check your tire tread, and practice your cold weather driving before you're driving on the highway. If you start to skid, make sure you steer towards the direction you are sliding, not away from it, until you have regained control of your vehicle. For someone who has experienced this, I can tell you that this sometimes is only a couple of seconds. Also, remember that stopping distances are longer on ice and snow. Again, as someone who has experienced this, like 4 times longer. So make sure that you leave lots of extra space between you and the vehicle in front of you. Second, protect. Be sure to wear your seatbelt. Dress appropriately for an emergency when you may need to get out of your car. Third, prevent emergencies. Again, slow down and increase the distance between your car and the car in front of you, and keep your eyes open for pedestrians walking on the road. In the event of campus closing due to inclement weather, you'll receive a notification from OmniAlert. If you aren't already signed up, go to dts.omnalert.net, follow the instructions to validate your DTS email address, then create a new account under the group that you want to be part of. Next, add your mobile phone number by selecting Add New, and follow instructions to validate your phone number. This will allow you to receive text messages from the system in the event of a school closing. Need more help signing up? Your supervisor or IT would love to help you. Now, some of you watching this video might need to come to work in the event of a school closing. If so, your supervisor will contact you and let you know that you are still needed on campus. Do not assume that you are still needed at work unless contacted. A school closing means the weather conditions are not safe, and we want as few people on the roads and sidewalks as possible. Thank you for participating in our winter safety training. Remember to stay warm and stay safe. Until next time.